Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Market Close. Oh boy, this is the one you have been waiting for. This is a story. This is a story of evil versus good. This is the story of the infamous bears going against the more humble, nice folk, the bulls. They're going against the bulls in a battle. A battle that we will call the Battle of Nvidia or Nvidia. Nvidia. And oh boy, already the anticipation of today's Nvidia earnings have tanked the market. Everybody was happy about Nvidia all the way up to these earnings, but a lot of people listen to the bears. There's a lot of people that are on that nervous edge. They're on that nervous edge. So what I did do is I put a poll up. Let's see how our community is. Are we all bulls or do we got some bears in here too? We might. And there is a chance. There is a chance that we could get defeated. That it's the way the market works. But I'm still optimistic. And as we move through this stream, well, after the bell, we got those earnings. They're going to drop. We're going to be able to watch what happens in the aftermarket hour. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to see if we're right, if we're wrong. Boy, and I know for a fact, some of you have money on the line here today. So I am praying for a nice, let's exceed expectations. Let's send Nvidia skyward. Let's do it one more time. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping we get. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but we'll see. Whew. Let's just talk the ifs. I know we normally get to the market right away, but we got lots of time. If they don't meet expectations, boy, oh boy, let's just say this. You will have lots of opportunities to get some really great deals tomorrow. So we're gonna try. We're gonna hope. We're gonna hope that we get things back on track and that Nvidia, I had it down, but I keep on screwing up. We're gonna hope that Nvidia absolutely dominates today. So that's where we're going. That's coming up. This is going to be this. If there's a market close you do not want to have missed, this is the one. This is the close that you do not want to miss. So those of you who are here, you guys are the awesome, really, really awesome, because it's like, this is going to be a good show. This is going to be great. I can't wait. All right. Let me pull up the stuff. Holy banana bread. Holy banana bread. All right. We're going to start with the Nvidia chart. So in the hype, we sort of predicted what has happened in the last earnings. The last couple of earnings had this pattern here where we built up and then we just kept going after the earnings call. So in this case here, you can sort of see, well, heck, how did I miss? I've really somehow messed that up. That purple should go there, but that's fine. This is what we were expecting. And we did start off in this direction. But as the market goes, just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it has to happen in the present. And you can see we've been going sideways and we've almost been going down a little bit. Like, look at this. There's a low. There's a lower low. So we've been going down. We've been going down a little bit. People are losing their nerve. Luckily, though, this is the best part. This earnings report is not influenced by people's nerves. No, it's too late to affect what happened in Q2. It's already happened. It's all done in the books. So later on today, I'm just going to swip over here for a second. These are investor results over at Nvidia. So we'll even be able to go into the report. I'll just refresh it. We still do not have it. Of course we don't. It's not dropping till later. So looking at that market, you guys can see we got red all the way down the sideboard here. We got the TSX down about 0.5%. S&P 500, the same. NASDAQ, of course, that's where the fear is centered. They're down twice as much. They're down a full percent. Dow Jones down about 0.4%. Gold is down. Silver is down big time, down 2.34%. Now, this is interesting. It's interesting that both gold and silver have come down as well, because sometimes when there's uncertainty in the market, people start pushing stuff over to that gold and silver. So sometimes they will pump, but not this time. Oil is down 1.36%, and Bitcoin is down a little bit today. But holy banana bread. Let's look at the last couple of days. Let's look at, well, this wasn't even yesterday. This was last night, pretty much after the market closed. Bitcoin just went skydiving without a parachute. So they went down. They took a nice little dip for sure. Oh boy, that is fun. All right, bringing up our heat maps once again. You can see there is. Oh, this is the finance. I want everybody. Oh, now I'm in a stock screener. Okay, give me a second. I will bring this back up. All right, screeners. This, by the way, is how you find it. Screeners and not bonds, stocks. I suppose we could look at, I don't want a screener. Why am I going there? That's fun. All right, we're going heat maps, stocks. All right, now that's the US one. We're looking for all of Canada. Well, let's just pull it over here. I don't know why it wouldn't backtrack to the normal one, but here we go. We got our heat map. And as you can see, the Royal Bank today also dropped their earnings, and they exceeded expectations. And look at them. They're up 2.29%. That is not too shabby. I think National Bank also dropped their earnings today. They did okay. So we're going to, next week, by the way, I will have my bank video coming out where I go through and give you guys a full rundown on what's going on with all of these banks. But looking over here, you can definitely see a lot of red. It's pretty much everywhere other than a couple of things, other than Royal Bank. And down here is National Bank. Oh, let's just pull them up because I told you they did well too. You can see they did well. Look at this. They actually popped up 5.76%. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Looking over here at our, holy cow, why is this looking, there we go, let's see there. Oh, well, it's not looking good over for ETFs. Most of them are down a little bit, and some of them are down a good amount. So not looking good. And when we hit over to the United States, this looks like a muted. It doesn't even look like a real heat map because it's all gone. All the heat, it's just gone. There we go. Oh, we'll pull it back this way. Yeah, look at this. Look at tech. Look at this. Look at Nvidia down 1.52. This will be absolutely a deeper red tomorrow if they miss expectations. So, by the way, there is a poll. So definitely hit up on that poll. Let me know what you think is going on with Nvidia. Now, I will close that poll at 4 o'clock because, I don't want anyone to be voting after the fact. And we'll see if the community gets it right. We'll see if we get it right. I did vote, and I voted yes. If they're going to exceed expectations, don't follow my vote. Follow what you think they're going to do. So we'll see how that goes. All right. And crypto. There we go. I do not know what's going on there. All right. Crypto, once again, I mean, look at this. It's pretty mull, other than Ethereum. Ethereum's actually having a day here, up 2.59%. And of course, there are 14,000 crypto out there. Coins I've never heard of. No, I want to go. I'm going deep. I'm going like, oh, come on, move. I'm going really, really deep. And as it is a red day, let's grab a green coin. Here is a coin. I have no idea what we're getting into. LBRY credits. I think we may have clicked on this one before. That's unusual. Because it reminds me, like I remember saying something about I like libraries. So, yeah. So LBRY credits, they're not even worth a penny. They're worth like a fraction of a fraction of a penny. So yeah, not a coin I will ever buy, even though, I do like libraries. So yeah, what can I say? Thank the gosh we're finished this part because you guys are blowing up in chat. I want to get to the chat, get caught up here. We're never going to get caught up before the bell, but we're going to make an attempt. Vic is saying, do we ever need you now? Oh, Vic, don't worry. This red should be resolved, hopefully, as long as we get the results we're looking for this afternoon. Enid says, hi, we got Mary in the house, so don't forget, guys, to hit that like button. Vineet is in here with a hi. And becoming a mod is going to JJ's head as he wants you all to bow down to him. Don't bow down. Don't feed the ego. Don't feed the ego. Vic says, bought 1,000 BMO shares yesterday and it dropped. Oh boy, Vic. If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. Stan says, hello all. Vineet says, I'm trying to find a brokerage to do complex option strategies. Ah, interesting. That's you might want to actually look at a Desjardins. They I mean, like their actual brokerage, they have pretty much everything under the sun in there. So I haven't looked at their option strategies, but I would look into them. I would look into them, or if anybody else has any suggestions, throw them Vineet's way. Vic got some SMCI. JJ saying try IBKR. So there we go. That might be another option as well. Jeff says, do I buy 10 shares of Nvidia right now? That's something you have to ask yourself. Would I buy 10 shares of Nvidia right now? No, I've already bought them. So, but yeah, it is something. And JJ, yes, and Nvidia. There we go. Missy is in the house. Hello, Missy. Hi there. And let's see. And then we sit on here live to see if my gamble pays off. That's true. That's true. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens here. And it's almost time. It is almost time. Holy banana bread. Whoop whoop. Buy and pray, says JJ. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Listening in as I work. Fantastic. Always good to hear from you, Prairie. Missy says, I was being a bear, but last week invested some of my cash. Please be good. All right. So Missy's trying to make a move from the bearish over to the bullish. Let's hope it pays off. We got some down charts from JJ. Mario saying good afternoon. And Jordan's in the house. Good afternoon, Candace. Hope you're well. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Jordan, for asking. Mario says, I want some deals tomorrow. So Mario is sitting back here in his bullish form going, crash, burn, let me get deals. That's funny. Vic says, no one except Jensen and his crew know the numbers. That's true. That's true. But those numbers are getting really close to coming out. Really close. Vineet says, assuming the prices go down, for how long do you think it'll stay red? That's a good question. So if you have taken the gamble on Nvidia, and let's say it doesn't pay off and things go down, honestly, I'm not going to sell anything. Any gambles I put on Nvidia, I'm holding tight because I think long term, we're just at the beginning. I actually heard an analyst the other day sort of compare it to a baseball game. We're in the first inning. We're in the first inning when it comes to AI and some of the potential that Nvidia has. So if we have a stumble, it's not time to start taking losses. Hold in there, diamond hands. They're going to do well eventually. Well, heck, they've already done really well. But it's not the end of the game. It's not the end of the game if that happens. Al's in the house with a hola. Jeff says, I have 12 minutes to decide if I want 12 minutes. I see you have 6 seconds. Oh, that's how far behind I am. I got the bell. I got the bell. All right. There we go. I saw somebody asked if I could do it really hard. So we have done it. We have done it really hard. All right. Let's pull this back up really quickly and we'll just refresh, see if we got, we don't have results yet. This is going to be fun. We're going to head over here and we're going to bring up Nvidia. Let's get Nvidia up here. And here we go. Already in the after hours, they're up a little bit. They are up a little bit. So let's, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Once we see this thing start to move one way or the other really fast, we know that those earnings are out. And then we can go check them out. Let's see. Vic says, I sold out on a bunch of Create Cash. Props to National Bank and Royal Bank crushing it. Yeah, absolutely. Hello from the Combine, says Jersky. Good to see you, Jersky. Prairie says, I did take a small position in Nvidia CDR in anticipation of today's earnings call. So let's hope this pays off. Let's hope. Let's hope. Enid, no, Enid, you can't be a bear. But she is. I hope Nvidia fails today so I can buy everything on sale. Oh boy. Everybody, please be gentle on Enid if they fail. Jeff says, think I may just buy a few shares to have a fun skin in the game. Why not? Why not? Well, I can say that now because I know the market's already closed. Al says, if Nvidia goes down, I am going to lose my shirt. That's right. That's right. And this is once again, if Nvidia has a bad day, I don't think they are, but we'll find out very, very soon. If they have a bad day, what you guys need to do is, don't take losses on this one. This is one that will get you back. You may have to be patient, but don't take losses. Sophie says, hey, crew. Hello, Sophie. Good to see you. Vineet says, loving the sales pitch. There we go. Let's see. I might start a GoFundMe for Al then. That would be an interesting GoFundMe. It's like, help me make up Nvidia losses. Nvidia losses. Uh-oh. Vineet, for the report, use drop down to change to 2024. I looked at that, and here's the funny thing. With that report tool, I'll bring it back up. I'm saying 2025. That's next year. So I went to 2024. And they have all of them here. But when I clicked on any one, so for example, here's the press release from this one. This was the press release back in February of 2024. So I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So for some reason, they're using the 2025. And this very first one in here is from May. So this one is the May one. So the next one that pops up should be August once they have that popped up. Now, I will refresh the page, obviously, just to sort of check and see if we have it yet. I don't know the exact time. I just know it happens pretty close to being after the bell. So it should be dropping soon. And once again, right now, we're about, 20 cents? 20 cents up on Nvidia at this point. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Let's see. Jordan says, speaking of, did anyone else buy silver on the low? There we go. Nothing wrong with that. You gotta love your silver. You gotta love your silver for sure. Let's see. Missy says, one question. Why do all markets go up and down the same? US, international, Canada, they seem to follow each other. Well, I mean, technically the economies of the world are all sort of interconnected. So there's definitely going to be movement. There will be days where you'll have a green market in Canada and a red market in the US. But right now, Nvidia is pretty much the show. They're the show. They're causing chaos pretty much in markets right across the world. So you got to see we're going to see what's happening here. I can't wait. Like right now, I'm kind of like sitting here going, come on, it's time to move. It's almost It's almost like being in the Stanley Cup final, game 7, third overtime. It kind of feels like that. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Let's see. Vic says, I wonder the same. And JJ, the entire world is in anticipation for Nvidia's performance. Nvidia is like it's like the stock market Santa Claus, perhaps. Let's see if we get Santa or Scrooge, though. That's going to be the story. It's hovering around. It went down a little bit and it came back up. Oh boy! And I hope, Joe, I hope I got it loud enough for you. Mohammed says, hello, everyone. Got 50 shares of MSCI in the morning at $400 and sold them at $440 just before the market closed. Made basically US $2,000. Not bad for a day off work. Boy, you might have to call in sick tomorrow because if you don't have sick time, you can pay for it. You can pay for it with that. Al says, I am selling. All right. Let's see. I want to see Nvidia up 13%. Let's go. I know. Right now, it's only up 3 cents. It's only up 3 cents at this moment. Bleak is in the house. Hey, team. Anyone watching the Nvidia live stream? That's a good question. I thought about doing watching it on here, but I'm pretty sure YouTube would shut us down pretty fast. So it's one of those things. But as soon as we know what happens, that price is going to explode. Al says, good idea, Vic. I can stream here and there. Yeah. So if one of you guys want to watch it on your second monitor, that would be cool. And you can throw highlights back at us. But hopefully they're going to drop that report first because that's what we're looking for. Even right here, we still got nothing. We got the estimates. But we don't have the results. So what are we going to do? I'm going to have a cup of coffee here. Oh God, this is good. Definitely good. The other thing I did want to bring up too, we will do a Friday market close if you guys want to throw some supers. So we'll do that normal thing for supers. That gets us a market close. All right, let's see what we got up here. Next, we got William. Let's see. If Nvidia goes up, is the good mood likely to influence the TSX tomorrow? Yes. So if Nvidia exceeds expectations, we start to get that blast up, that will almost certainly, I can't see why we wouldn't get green markets rate across the board from that. That's what everybody is sort of looking at because that's going to kind of drive the overall sentiment for, first of all, the tech sector. But you got to look at it this way. Tech, even though we're talking tech, if you look at the S&P 500, most of the big gains in the S&P 500 have been from tech. So tech right now is driving the show. So this is going to be big. This will be big. Whew. The anticipation is here. It's like, come on, let us know what's going on. Jeff says, okay, we went in with 10 shares. Pray for me. I will pray for the Jeff. Dear Banana Bread gods, please grace Jeff with a win. He's put in 10 shares. Let him get his money back and more. Please, Banana Bread gods, please. There we go. Jeff, that was the best I could do for you on the air. Best I could do. Missy says, now I'm craving coffee, but should not during tense times. Oh, yes. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm going to call it tense. I have a plan. I always to me, a good investor, every situation that you're going into, you should have a winning scenario and a losing scenario. That way there, no matter what happens, you got a plan. And that's always a good thing. So that's, and oh gosh, yes, Al is feeling the stress. Oh boy, I can bet. I can absolutely bet you've got some stress going on there, Al. You're banking on this one. You're banking. 10 shares. Oh my God, I have thousands. He's probably not even talking thousands of dollars. He may be talking thousands of shares. So that's a lot. That is a lot. Right now, we are still We're still waiting. We're still waiting on these results. Oh boy. Hopefully we get them soon. We'll go back to their page and we'll just refresh it one more time. We still get nothing. We still get nothing. Oh boy, it's gonna happen soon enough. While we're waiting, we can see the end results for today. However, except for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, I don't know why, is 15 minutes delayed in here, but as expected, we finished pretty much in the red rate across the board. TSX down 0.57, S&P 500 down 0.6. NASDAQ currently sitting down 1.06. That could change. There's still 5 minutes of data left to come in for that. Dow Jones down 0.39%. Gold down 0.66. Silver down 2.46. So maybe, Jordan, you'll get more opportunities to get some silver. Oil down 1.4%. And Bitcoin down 0.71%. Ethereum being the only green thing we have on the board currently. And that is at 2.29%. Now, I did see we got some movement over here. We're not on the side I want to see right now. We're looking at a slight sell-off initially. Hopefully that's not a sign. But we will see. We will see here. All right. Jungle Eddie says, I have 80 shares, so I am in the middle. My bets are on the Imperial Bank tomorrow. So CIBC, yes, we still have a few. We still have a few to come out bank-wise. I'm looking forward to Scotiabank because I predicted that they're going to hike their dividend. So we're going to see. We're going to see if I'm right on that. I sure hope I am. I could use a right. I could use a right about now. Yeah, Jeff is saying, I will pray for you, Al. He will pray. It's dropping a tiny bit. Right now, it is about 13 cents under right now. So we still don't have any data. I will check everything here. There's nothing yet. Now, anybody who's watching the earnings call, they might already have a hint. Well, they might have a hint. So we'll have to see. Yes, don't worry. We will know when that data has dropped because it's going to move significantly one way or the other. And I guess I should be back there in case it happens live on the stream. We don't want to miss it. Right now, it's just hanging out. People are still speculating. So we will see. Well, we'll find out tomorrow what CIBC did. All right. Jay says, I'm at 10K for QMAX. I bought the dip. No more money till next payday. All right. BNS already reported, did they? Oh, interesting. I did not see that. That's because, well, today I filmed and edited. So I was pretty much into the editing all day. I did not realize that BNS dropped. Well, I can't leave here yet because the last thing I want to do is if I leave this and it happens while I'm looking at BNS, you guys will never forgive me. You'll never forgive me. I won't forgive me. Let's see. I think the red was from Crowdsource. Larry's in the house with a shiver me timbers. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. We got, give me a second. They IP did. Okay. So here's my question, William. If they've already dropped, did that dividend get increased? Please tell me it did. Because I've been waiting. So we have to sort of see. All right, Nvidia, come on. You're the star of the show. We need these numbers to drop. We need the numbers to drop. We're going to head over here quickly. We'll just do another quick refresh. We still get nothing over here. All right, and we're still back here. We're sitting at almost 30 cents down. Now we're 20. It's moving around a little bit. So let's see what they did. Now William says they did all right. That's fantastic. Yeah, I can't believe I missed that one earnings. All right, we'll find out. Once we finish this big show here with Nvidia, find out what's happening. Oh boy. So it'll definitely be good. Oh, one of the cats just entered the room. She's looking for treats, but right now I'm focused on Nvidia there, kitty cat. So no treats at the moment. No treats at the moment. You can have some after the stream. All right. Or perhaps Jill can give her some treats when she realizes I'm already sort of busy. But sometimes, that's cats. That's cats. All right. We are still looking. Yeah, we're still looking. We're not getting any movement yet. So what can I say? Now, there goes it. More cats are moving. That's because Jill is shaking the treat thing. It's like a small stampede of kitties. They've left. The room is now free. Oh boy. And we're still waiting on Nvidia. All right. All right. I'm going to take a quick second here and just go over to the banks. Bank of Nova Scotia. Oh, they did drop too. Let's take a look here. Okay, so they did beat earnings, but their revenue was down a little bit. So that's not too shabby. All right, this doesn't tell me what they did with their dividend, but okay, so they did drop. Very cool. I'm glad to see that. All right, let me get back very quickly to our Nvidia. Our Nvidia show. Bang. All right, we didn't miss it. We didn't miss it. Whew, that was a gamble. That was a gamble. So we're still sitting at about 33 cents under. We're waiting for that big spike in movement. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Mario says the cats know there is either good or bad news on the stick market. Yeah, this is feeling like Schrodinger's cat, right? We're just trying to open the box to find out if that cat is alive or dead. Come on, kitty. Be alive. Be heading to the moon. Actually, I think it was a moon. I think it was a cow that jumped over the moon. I was about to make a reference to the cat, but that's fine. Oh dear. Okay. While we're waiting for this to happen, feel free to throw questions and things like that into chat that we can certainly look at this, that, and everything else. I have no qualms about that. Of course, we'll instantly stop talking about whatever we're talking about when we get that movement, and it should be happening soon. Oh boy. William says, I don't have shares in BNS. I didn't see any info about dividend increase. Yeah, I'll find out. I'll find out definitely because I have to do a video on that for next week. So we will find out for sure. Let's see. The news will be good. They will beat the market. So I hope we're talking about Nvidia, I assume. So right now they're sitting at, and you guys can sort of see they're hugged together. So the blue one here, where it says post, that is their after hours price. So right now it's sitting at $125.48. So they're down a tiny bit, but this is going to move. When these two are no longer side by side, we know the numbers have dropped. We will be able to check them out, and we'll go over here. We'll refresh one more time. Come on, Nvidia. For banana bread's sake, give us some numbers. So we'll see. We'll see. And Missy says, I still have cash ready if it tanks. Absolutely. All right. Al says it's coming up. So I think Al is watching the live stream on his other screen. Let's see what we're going to get from Nvidia. I am expecting an explosion to the upside. I've been very, very clear about that. I do want to check very quickly, though. I probably should have canceled the poll. Let's just come over here. So right now, 72%. I'm going to end that poll. So there we go. So about 72% of you guys are feeling like we're going to get that movement to, oh, look, we have moved a little bit. 126. Oh, people are happy. People are happy. Look at this go. 127. Oh boy, this is exciting. Okay, come on. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's go to the moon. I'm going to drag it down to give you a bit more space. All right, come on. This is for the Bulls. This is for victory. Victory over those bears. Victory over those people turning the market red today. This is what we want. I don't know if I have any data yet. I don't, but Holy banana bread. We are starting to see some movement. So I think from the initial part of their speech, people are happy with what they're hearing. People are absolutely happy. So let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. 128, slowly climbing. Update us all out. At first I read that as update us. Uh-oh. It just fell. It just fell back below. Oh boy. Oh, now it's back up. Oh, this is like a roller coaster. It's like we're going up, we're going down, and we're down again. We're up, we're down. Holy cow. This is like really, really fun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this. We have pushed down to 122. But what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I was so excited when we were going up. Let's go back up again. I felt better when we were up. So it's climbing. 13% Al is praying for. Right now, I just want us to stay on the top side. Stay on the top side. All right. Missy has a moon. Oh my God, it's dropping a ton. We have 51 live. Yeah. Oh, I saw that. We've got actually, the record on the channel is 56, I think. So it would be fantastic if we got 57 in here at some point. So yeah, everybody do this. Mario says hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button. Let's push it out. Let's push it. And I bet you, yeah, Meet Kevin probably has his commentary going on, but I don't know if he can get as excited as I can. I'm ready. I'm ready to get excited to the nth degree. The nth as in Nvidia degree. Ha ha ha. So there we go. Oh, that's good coffee. So hit the like button. It will push it up. Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. It's already up to 127. Let's hit that button. Let's hit it. Let's all smash that button. Let's get it going. Let's push this. Let's push it. Let's see. Al says it's green again. Absolutely. See, the like button's working, folks. If you, well, it's superstition. It's probably not really working, but let's go with it anyway. Let's go. The up and down might make me smoke like Vic. I think. Well, Vic actually, I think he quit. I hope you're still quit. Sai says it's updated in the website. Uh-oh. If it's updated website, let's take a look here and see if we got numbers. We don't have numbers here, but let's refresh this website and take a look. Second quarter, we got the webcast. Oh, we don't have the full report that I'm looking for yet, but we're starting to get data. We're starting to get data pulled in. I'm looking for the press release. But we got the webcast. We got the CFO commentary. We got the revenue trend. And this is just going to give us numbers. So that's fine. I mean, if you look, this is in basically from 23. We're going this way. So as you can see, like their data center made more money. Gaming made more money. Professional visualization made everything. Yeah, everything is up. So total, they've gone from 26,044 million to 30,040 million. So that's fantastic there. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad. So we'll have more information, of course, as we go. But look at this. Oh boy, they're tanking. See, one area of concern that people have had is with Grayscale. So in their last earnings, they had talked about how much business they were going to get from Grayscale, and they kind of came in a little bit light during this quarter on that. So that could be a concern, but we're going to have to see. Oh boy, not looking good. We're down at 120. Oh boy. All right, so the revenue did beat estimates. Good. Come on, investors. Let's push this up. Come on. I don't know what you're doing in the basement, folks. Come on, get it up there. And Vic says yes. Vic is still quit. That is fantastic. Ooh, and Vic's lost weight. He's quit smoking. It's a whole brand new Vic in 2024. Al says 50 billion approved by board in buyback. Ooh, that's exciting. This is another reason to not sell, because when they buy back shares, it does increase the value of the shares that, have not been bought back. So that's really good. That's really good for their share value long term. All right. Actaz says, good work, Vic. And another yay, Vic. Down again. What is going on? I know. Look at this. We are down to 116.54. Come on, people. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. It's time to turn that around. Let's go back up. Let's not live down here in the basement. Not where I want to be. I want to go to the second floor. Let's get out of the basement. Vic says, I'm watching Candace meet Kevin and Mom yelling at me. I need 3 ears. Oh, boy. And Al is saying, yes, it's plummeting. It's coming down. It's coming down. William Sr. says, it is tanking. Following live on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good right now, but it's not over yet. It is not over yet. It's super plummeting. Oh, boy. Let's see. It's always like this around earnings. It is. It is. Absolutely. Everything that's being said in their presentation can move things up, down, up, down. So this is a normal thing. Like here it is. It's starting to come back up again. We're sitting at 119.48. Whoo, boy. Yeah, it turned around. It did a return. Come on. Come on. Let's put the rockets on this thing. We want this to go to the moon. So let's put some rockets on this little ticker and speed it on its way. Speed it off to the moon. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go to the moon. All right. It's up at 121. I'm not going to be happy right now until we're above that 125 again. So let's get up there. Let's push it. Let's push it. Yeah, turning around, coming back up. Yeah, past 120. Patricia is in the house saying hi, listening in, painting duty. Well, hopefully you're painting your wall green as this will push into the green. Come on, Nvidia, do it. Do it. All right. Yes, exactly. It's like, what's going on? We don't know if we're laughing, crying, if we're on a rocket ship or a mole machine. We're waiting. We're waiting for the final numbers. We're waiting to see where this is gonna go. All right. Sophie says, way to go, Vic. Now, I will point out that if you've looked at the last couple of earnings reports, we didn't have this up and down. It was all clear cut. So it was all bang. We're going up. We're going up. So that is fantastic. This has added a lot more drama. And Al says, yeah, it beat earnings. Why is it down? Well, that probably has to do with something that was said that investors are not liking for whatever reason. So having not listened to the whole thing, I don't know what was said, unfortunately. But we are going to have, according to Sai, we do have let's refresh this again. All right, we do have our press release. So we do have the press release from here. All right, so record, so basically record quarterly revenue of $30 billion. So up 15% from Q1. That's fantastic. Record quarterly data center revenue of 26.3. So that's up 16%. So they're up. They're absolutely up. I'm loving this. All right. Let's see. Hopper demand remains strong. Anticipation for Blackwell. And this is another one, Blackwell. That's fantastic. It's good to see that. Blackwell samples are shipping to our partners and customers. Good. Let's see. There's their whole dividend stuff. So this all looks good. There's nothing in here that looks concerning at all. But yet, look at this. We're still hanging. Now, we haven't gone major. It hasn't really gone crazy down, crazy up. We're just sort of hanging underneath here a little bit. And that's kind of interesting. All right. Vic says, Meet Kevin versus Candace as announcers at the Nvidia Derby. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm not wearing a Christmas shirt. I don't know if Meet Kevin is, but for some reason he always seems to stream in Christmas shirts. So what can I say? Thank you, Sai. I appreciate you keeping us up to date. Could it just stay flat? Well, of course it can. Anything can happen in the market. So this is kind of interesting. Now, Sai has given us some good information here as well. So cash flow decreased from last quarter, might be negative warning for investors. Okay, so that absolutely could be one thing that will certainly get to the point where it's not inspiring confidence. And that will happen. That will happen. So you can have a situation where you have beat expectations, but yet customers are just not happy with the information that they're getting in that actual, in the actual conference. So in the meeting. So that, yeah, cash flow decreased is never a good thing, but we'll have to see. Why did the CEO sell millions of shares? Not inspiring. It's hard to say, though. Here's the thing. There's a lot of reasons that a CEO might sell a lot of shares. Anything from tax plays to, I would say normally it's a tax reason that they will. So I don't know why. I don't actually know exactly why he sold a lot of shares. So we'll keep it at that for the moment. Vic says, I want to get a partner, kids, so I can get an RESP. Is that a wrong motivation? No, I guess not. I mean, technically, you could just adopt a child and then set up an RESP. Or if you know somebody, you could certainly, you could set up an RESP for like a relative's kid or something like that. So just something to think about. Marco, I bought the dip on BMO. Let's go. Yeah, let's go BMO. But the banks right now, everything is kind of overshadowed by what's happening here in Nvidia. The good news is, here's the good news. If Nvidia does not get above this line, they're not probably going to fall a lot based on the fact that we had a lot of positive news coming out of this conference, but there's a couple of things that are not so great. That's kind of interesting. So what is going to happen? We don't know. It's still happening, but this might be a situation. Now, the best news, absolutely the best news possible, is those share buybacks. So that is fantastic news, because if you have invested big time in Nvidia and you don't get what you're expecting today, because it doesn't look like we're getting there. Looks like the bears are sort of just pulling us over onto their side. But if you don't get what you're expecting, there is a motivation now to hold. There's a motivation to diamond hand further, because with those share buybacks, you're going to see a pump in the value of their shares from that alone. Now, I don't know if it said when that's going to happen. So you have to kind of be patient, I think. But as I said before, we're in the first inning of a very long baseball game, or I guess we could call it a tech ball game. We're in the beginning. We're just at the very beginning. These are going to continue to do better as we move along, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing where this all ends up. I do think long term, Nvidia is a fantastic company. I think it's a good investment. I think it's a solid investment. If this gets to a point that I have to, some of the extra Nvidia I may have moved in a few accounts. If it comes to the point that I have to hold that, it's like, okay, cool. I have no problem holding that. I think where you're going to have the most disappointment is there's going to be people who came into this thinking, okay, this is going to explode and I'm going to get in, make a ton of money and get out. Those are the people who are going to be disappointed. Now, those people who are in here for a longer term are those people who can just say, okay, well, I'll wait. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm a little disappointed only because, I love the hype. I love the company, and I'm very, very strong on AI and where this is all going. But, we're at a point where, I don't even think we're losing the battle. It's kind of like, to me, unless like right now, unless we break below, I would say even 116. If we ended the day below 116, I would call that a loss. But between about 116 and maybe up about here around what is this? Around 130. To me, that is what I would just call we had more of a flat experience. So right now we're still holding in, we're still holding above 120 at the moment. Let's let this sink in a little bit. And keep in mind too, the people who are buying right now, these here are your after hours buyers. So in the morning, when the market officially opens, that's when we're going to get that second wave, and we're going to have to see what they do. So one of the things they could certainly do is, maybe they're as excited about the share buybacks as I am. If that's the case, well, then this price is going to start to go up. So there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Right now, it is down though. It is down, and that's that's going to have a knock. Well, here's the thing. This will have a bit of a knock-on effect. So if we don't get above this 125, we're probably going to have a red day tomorrow. So, Enid, you're going to get your chance to get a sale. Oh, all right. Actas says RESP for nieces or nephews. Yeah, exactly. So the amount you'll save by not having kids greatly overshadows any RESP deduction. Marco, you got that. You hit that on the head. You got that on the head. Should I buy before the buyback? Here's a good question. Depends on what you're doing, right? As if I look at it this way, it's probably gonna be a while before that happens. Like if they announced it right now, well, let me take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go back over here. Let's see here. Let's just see if we have. All right, where was that buyback thing at? Just give me a second here. I'm looking for it. Yeah, of course. I saw it right here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So right now they're saying that 50 billion in share repurchase authorization without expiration. So there's no idea on when this is going to happen. It could come in dribs and drabs, but overall, I still think this is a good buy. I think this is a good buy to buy and sit on. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Let's see. Nvidia is pure hype. Take your gains. Sell, 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 says Marco. I think the hype is real personally. So I personally think the hype is real. What they are doing right now, nobody else can match them. They really can't. So we do have other chip companies, but they're not able, and it's not even the chips, it's the software and the way they're using these chips and pulling things together. That's what gives Nvidia that edge. So what I say is long term, like let's say, for example, if you bought Nvidia today at at 120, let's just say $125. A year from now, it's going to be worth much more than that. In fact, let's see what the analysts are thinking. Let's go to, all right. All right, we'll bring up Nvidia. All right, perfect. All right, now I am going to come down here. Just pull up the full report. All right. So here's what most people, analyst wise, are thinking. So they're looking at a 1-year target of $143. So that's without any of these big jumps, because you can see looking here, you've got these big jumps here, big jump in here, even here. I mean, well, this is kind of like a correction and right back. But most analysts are thinking we're looking at about 11.5% up over the next year. I think that's conservative. I think it's very conservative. So, we're probably looking though, if the market and if everybody gets absolutely, gets their full bear on because this number did not go above, because it went down a little bit, you're gonna see some probably better places to buy in Nvidia. Now, they do have a little bit of support down in here. We do have the moving averages below there, but in this case here, when you're talking about an earnings call, you can push through support really, really fast. Look at that. They still haven't updated the earnings call on here. I just thought I would check. But yeah, you could push down through these. You could. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think we're going to get that big movement down. I really don't. I think we're at this point now, like even now, like look, we're only down. Um, what is it? Just under $2. So that's not too shabby. And there's still that possibility. Maybe once people have a chance to sit and think, maybe we'll move back up. Maybe. It's hard to say. Right now, it's kind of like, right now, we're still flat. I'm still saying this is pretty flat. We're just not getting the big movement that we were anticipating. Oh, good. William says, I see a lot of people, a lot of angry people in the comments on Yahoo Finance. Oh boy, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of funny on some of these bigger things. Like once you get to a certain size, opening up your comment field is it's almost a mistake. Because you're gonna have some trolls. You're gonna have some trolls just back there going, "Oh boy," the bears. Well, they're not technically trolls; they're bears, right? You're gonna have some bears, and they're getting angry, and then you're gonna have people who are just angry because maybe they bought into the hype, and they're like, "I just spent my life savings on Nvidia, and they went down. I'm ruined." Well, one, you should never invest your life savings, and especially on a earnings call. Like, you can play earnings calls as a trader, but there's always the chance that you can even have those situations where you beat expectations, everything looks great, and it can still go down. It does happen from time to time. So you never want to bet more than you're willing to lose on, especially an earnings call. Oh, excuse me. Because I always look at it this way. Earnings calls are a little bit more, what's the word for it? It's not gambling, but it can feel that way sometimes. Like you can go in some cases, there are some earnings calls where things are so clear cut. Like the last two Nvidia earnings calls, they were very clear cut. There was no way they weren't going up. But right now, they're certainly pushing their, this one's a little bit more challenging for them, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I still have a lot of long-term bullishness for Nvidia. So this is going to be, we'll recover from this. But let's see. Thoughts on Intel? Been getting hammered. Good turnaround play. Yes, but I wouldn't jump in immediately. I would, I would sort of let's see what the market does in response to, what's happening right here with Nvidia, because you may get, tech may get hammered a little bit more this week. This is the type of event, because this is what everybody's been sort of hitching their wagons to. Like, let me show you. I'll show you here for a second. Let's go over here, and I will bring up. Let's bring up a news site. We'll bring up BNN Bloomberg. Let's see, National Bank. There we go. RBC shares. Whoops, I almost said a different word. Oh boy. I thought they would have had a story up here on Nvidia, because I could have swore I saw one earlier when I came through, but they may have pulled it because it's already happened. It was a kind of an anticipation story here it is. So yeah, so Nvidia's earnings will test the S&P 500's US 4 trillion recovery. So a lot of people are pegging a lot on this. And because it hasn't done what all of these people have been saying, okay, to prove everything is okay, to prove we're heading into that strong bull market, we need this to explode. So it hasn't happened. We're sitting here right now at 121.90. Still waiting, still waiting. It's like, come on. And here's the reality. If we were going to explode up, we would have already. We're not going to. We may not make it above that 125. I'm beginning to feel like we're not going to. So those of you, the 20 some odd percent of you who actually, went on the bearish thing on the poll, you guys were right. So you guys won the day. The Bears won the day, not by much, not by much. It's almost like a technicality. The Bears won by technicality only. All right. Vic Van says DeFi is the only Bitcoin proxy that hasn't rinsed retail. Why do you think that is? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I find DeFi interesting. I mean, it's, it is a very cheap stock. So it is very close to being a penny stock. And we can take a gander at this. We'll come back. We'll come back to Nvidia here in a moment. Don't worry, guys. Let me just see here. That's middle field. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. I may have to reload this page for whatever reason. It is, whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, so DeFi. I have a feeling DeFi had a bad day yesterday because anything Bitcoin related probably suffered a little bit. But let me take a look here. Yeah, this one's always fun to come up with here. All right, DeFi. Here we are. This is what I was looking for, DeFi Technologies. All right, so let's take a, it had a little bit of a fall. Let's go back here just to the last 6 months, and you can sort of see, it actually didn't fall as badly as I was expecting it to yesterday. So it's sitting at 287. It is, I mean, they're pretty close to being a penny stock. But if we get this explosion in Bitcoin that everybody is expecting, oh boy, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. I think DeFi would have a pretty good day. So there is an opportunity to make some money here. But this is, once again, because it is adjacent to a penny, you got to be a little careful. Certainly don't put money in here that you can't afford to lose. And for those of you who are wondering what DeFi does, you can sort of see right here. So they build and invest new technologies and ventures across diversified exposure across the decentralized finance ecosystem. So basically, they're very, very deep into crypto. That gives you a general sense of what they're doing. I still think this is kind of like a little bit of a black horse or a dark horse. Sorry, probably not a black horse, but a dark horse that you could put. You could put a little bit on there, put your play money on it, see what it does. I wouldn't go super heavy in it. And I think Vic Vin probably goes heavier than I certainly would. But if that's your conviction, then there's nothing wrong with that. And I hope it does. I hope it does well. It would be fun to see what happens. All right, back over to Nvidia. And we're still sitting at $121.24. So it is still down a little bit. Let's see. Is it true to not buy a week before or a week after earnings? Not necessarily. It depends on what you're looking at. Like if you're doing a regular dollar cost averaging, then it really doesn't matter whatsoever. But yeah, here's the thing though. In the build up to earnings, sometimes if people are expecting an explosion, sometimes you can get a big price buildup. And so in a case like that, you may not want to buy, especially if you're not convinced that you're going to get that explosion in price. If you're sort of in that boat where you're thinking, oh, I don't know about that, then yeah, you probably don't want to buy a week before or even a week after. You can let things settle. You're going to get a fairer price for your asset if you do sort of avoid that 2-week period around earnings. But at the same time, there is opportunity. You have to sort of weigh what you're comfortable with. Do your due diligence, absolutely, for sure, just to make sure that you are comfortable with the play that you're about to make. William says, this is why I never buy American shares. They are too volatile. And Al is sad. I know, Al. But hold on. I really wouldn't sell if I were you and take a loss. If you're able to hold on, I do think you're going to see Nvidia bounce back. At least get yourself into the green at the very least. Meow is saying 3% is not nothing. The Bears were right. Well, the Bears did win the day. I mean, technically, 1 penny below this, and the Bears technically win. So the Bears, yeah, the Bears have it. The Bears, oh boy. Because, yeah, even now, I mean, we're still getting a little bit of movement, but I think we're settling in that 120 range. So I have a feeling that's where we're going to end for the day, hopefully. Unless it goes up. If it goes up, I'll be okay with that. But I've lost the hype. I've lost it. Oh, Vic Finn says, by getting rinsed, I mean all of the Bitcoin miners are down around 50% from their recent peak or more. Meanwhile, DeFi is close to their peak. It just seems like a stronger stock, maybe less dilution. Yeah, I mean, one of the things with the Bitcoin miners, and this is probably a very frustrating thing to be a miner right now, is because we had the halvening, you're only making half of what you normally made in the past. So basically, it's like your income, your company's income has just been cut in half, and we haven't yet had that Bitcoin explosion. So some of these companies are they're struggling, and some of them are selling Bitcoin, which of course is not helping. Some of them are even allocating some of their hardware to AI and just say, "Hey, you guys need our help? Here you go. You can use this part of our data center. We just so it is interesting, and yes, because DeFi is not a miner, so they're associated within decentralized finance. They have a lot of association with crypto, but they're not miners, so they're not being pulled down like that. And yeah, as you're kind of mentioning about dilution, some miners have had to do that. Print more shares just to make some more money to keep themselves afloat while they're waiting for whatever's going to happen to Bitcoin to happen. It's between when you look at halvening and the time it takes before you get your explosion. That's a hard time as an investor. So if you're a Bitcoin investor, that's probably the time where you're probably more easy to get shaken out by the market as you're like going, come on, what's happening? Why hasn't it happened? How can this not be? And that makes sense because when you look at the overall crypto market, you're in, we're down to 119. But when you look at the overall crypto market, it's that situation where you've got all kinds of good bullish news. You've got, you got your spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US. You've got record low inventory on exchanges, meaning that, it's getting scarce. But yet at the same time, and even with the halvening, you're not getting that explosion that we've gotten every time in the past. That doesn't mean we're not getting the explosion. There's always been a lag. 5 months, 6 months, that's not unreasonable. So for Bitcoin, if it happens, so if we get through the fall and we don't have any price movement up, then I would be a little concerned. I would absolutely be really concerned at that point because it's like, what's going on? There's that saying, this time is different. And most times it's not, but that would be what's going on. So that would be kind of weird. Okay, Nvidia's back up above 120. Good. I want Nvidia to stay above 120. I don't want it to go down any further. We may see some price movement down, of course, when the market opens tomorrow, because I am expecting a red day right now. Unless something drastically changes, we're probably looking at some buying opportunities on the market tomorrow. How bad will it be? How long will it take us to get out of that hump? It could potentially carry us to the weekend. That could be how we end up. That's how we could close August. Nice and red. We could end August that way because keep in mind, Sunday is the 1st of September, so it's getting here pretty quickly. And then the markets are closed on Monday because of Labor Day. So, we got a long weekend, so we may have to sit on this red. But the beautiful thing about a long weekend is when we open on the 2nd of September, people might be, or sorry, the 3rd of September, people might have had enough time to sort of get over what's happening with Nvidia, and that might be good. That might give us an opportunity to get back in the green. Now, people will argue, though, that the market has traditionally not done well in September. September, has statistically been a greener month. Now, I have argued that, we've had a lot of big things like 9/11, the housing market crash happening in September, skewing those results down. I have also heard in the comments more than once, more than once in the comments, about some of the tax reasons that, a lot of people are paying taxes in September. So what do you do if you're a company and you got to pay a bunch of taxes? Well, you might liquidate some of your holdings to pay taxes. So that does happen in September. And the beautiful thing is, here's kind of the beautiful thing. If you're a company and you have to liquidate stocks in September, um, if we're already having a bad month, you might be able to do some tax loss harvesting as a result. So that could be good. But we'll have to sort of see what's going to happen. Will September be red this year around? It's starting to look like it. It is starting to look like we're going to get off to maybe a little bit of a red start. We'll have to see. I like to be optimistic, but it's going to be interesting. I think logically in my head, I'm sort of seeing September this year as being a very kind of a volatile, flat month. And when I say flat, as in we don't really get anywhere through the month, but there's a lot of up and downs throughout it that pretty much levels out if you average it out over the whole month. So it won't be that far off, I think, from well, from August. So I think it'll be a lot like August in that way. Now, I haven't actually looked at the whole month of August yet, but we can do that right now. Let's just do it with the S&P 500. We'll just use the S&P 500, and we will change this to the 1 month range. Here we go. So actually, there we go. Look at that. So yeah, even though we actually are in the green for August right now. But you'll see, like, that's not a lot. Like, we're not in the green a lot. It's kind of the same thing with July. June was fantastic. May was fantastic. April. Oh boy, April was a nightmare. But you can sort of see when we look, and I'll see if I can pull these down a little bit more. There we go, just to make it a little easier to see. So this is looking at the S&P 500 over the month. So here's that bear market, if you guys remember. And we had a little bit of a correction in here, but so right now we've had, so 1, 2, 3, we're on our 4th green month in a row. Now mind you, Nvidia might change this. If everybody freaks out tomorrow, and that's a possibility, we could push this down into the red. So it is a possibility, but as I said, kind of a flat month, sort of like, both of these months. Because we're not really getting a lot of movement on there, but it's still technically green at this point. We have 1 more trading day left to see what that is going to do. So that is, we have 2 trading days left. Thursday, I'm thinking Thursday. I was thinking today was Thursday. I don't know why. So just something to keep in mind. Oh boy. It'd be kind of interesting. So if we end up doing a Friday stream, and that's up to you guys if we do that, it would be kind of neat to sort of see if this is red at the end of the day on Friday, because it is the end of the month. That would be kind of cool. All right, let's get back to, better put us back on we'll go back onto the 1 hour. We'll head over to, we'll head back to Nvidia. Let's get over here. All right, hello, Nvidia. How are you doing? Oh, look, it actually put it back exactly where I had it before. So Nvidia is still hanging out at 120.45. I don't think we're going to see much more action from Nvidia. I think they're pretty much done. All right, guys, if you got your questions, throw them in the chat. throw whatever you want. We'll talk about anything, everything, all of that good stuff. William says, I heard the Friday before Labor Day tends to be positive. Yeah, you see, normally I think, especially the last few years, I think Labor Day, the Friday before Labor Day, has actually not been too shabby. We've had some pretty good August. In this case here, it really boils down to how much of this negative hype now that we have with Nvidia, how is that going to push? Will it only push? Maybe it'll only push into tomorrow. Because keep in mind, we did have some of that red already hitting us today, so we did get some. The market. Well, the market turned out to be right in their fears on what Nvidia was going to do. Um, I just at least guys, we did have a moment where it was moving up and we got to get our excitement out over that. So we got to give it credit for that. We did have that moment. Now, there will be, and I would definitely say watch in the morning too. See what happens in that pre-market. So if for some reason in the pre-market, we are able to get this price back up, it could certainly save the day. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're at that point where we kind of know this is what's happened. It didn't go the way that we wanted it to go, but what can you do? What can you do when things don't work out your way? That's where Plan B, not the Bitcoin guy, but that's where Plan B comes into effect. That's where in my case, my Plan B is hold on tight. I'm not gonna sell a single asset. I'm gonna hold and wait. And eventually, I know where Nvidia is going. I will be back in the green sooner than later. Actually, I think a few of my things are probably still in the green right now, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm just thinking this is fine. I'm okay with it. Now, in the situation of Al Bundy, where you got a lot tied in there, I just hope you are able to hold. I hope you're able to hold, get back into the green sooner than later, because I hate to see somebody take a big loss on something like this, because it will, and I know Al's not alone. I know at least one other person in the community who has gambled massively on Nvidia. But he'll be fine too. Like, he's got diamond hands. He will hold in. He will hold in. Oh, and here we go. Al is still in the green. Oh, I'm not worried. I was worried for you, Al. You just want to be more in the green. Okay, fine. Fair enough. And here's that thing. Now, here's a different play that perhaps, if I was in a situation where if I really thought NVIDIA was going to tank for a little bit after this meeting, kind of like the idea is if they had exploded, my goal had been to sell at that point and then wait for a correction, and then I would get back in at that point. So that might be something. If you're in the green right now and you're thinking that NVIDIA is probably going to tank further, that might be a consideration. It might be. But even then, like, I'm in the green, but I'm not going to take a small little profit and hope it goes down. I'll hold out. Because I still have a lot of confidence that Nvidia should be a bigger stock than they are at this moment, and they will be in the future. So I'm happy with waiting. I am absolutely happy with waiting. So this has been a good little show. I've been happy with this. We've done pretty good. So if you have not yet hit that like button, well, you should do that while I have a sip of coffee here. Here we go. Let's see. Nvidia earnings call started. I thought the call already happened. Well, maybe. Well, there we go. If we get an Nvidia's earnings call, maybe they can come out and sort of say something that influences us in the right direction. Oh boy. This is fantastic. All right. This is good. I think. I really thought that the call already happened, though. But let's go over. Well, that's Bloomberg. Let's go over to NVIDIA right here. So the webcast, I'm just going to click on it for a second here and see. Oh, you got to register with a Q4 Um, all right, I don't have that. So that's fine. Anyway, I know if I pulled up any kind of a cast, it would definitely oh, okay. All right, here Williams bringing in some clarification. So Meow was right. So the call was for 5 p.m. Okay. The report at 4:20 Eastern. Okay, so we're now at the call. This could be interesting. Al says it's already out, but yeah, I'm liking the sound of this. There's still hope. There's still hope. Maybe. It's hard to say. You got to keep in mind these calls yeah, I have seen situations where the call made all the difference, but we'll have to see. Right now, we're still sitting at 120, 120 and 10 cents. 120 right on the nose. 120. Stay above 120, please. Don't drop any further. What a day! What a day! So we gotta hope. We gotta hope. Um, Oh, I wish I had a way I could stream that. I need to find. This is something I need to find. I need to find some stuff that I can stream, like news sources that I can stream that will not get me copyrighted, because that's the whole thing. I mean, right now, so far, I've had 2 copyright claims on live streams, both from the Paris Grand Slam, mind you. So I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? But luckily, since I changed my countdown thing on the front, um, I haven't had any further. But you watch. This one will get claimed by them just because I mentioned it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's see. Oh man, I wanted it to reach 140. I am bummed out. Yeah. I mean, uh, I mean, I seem happy, go lucky. Inside, I'm a little disappointed because I really, really, really thought it was going to go a different way. So, like right now, it's falling a little bit more. We're down to 119. Right now, I would be happy if we could just finish above 120. That's where I'd like to see. But we're falling. It looks like we're edging down a little bit. So whatever's going on in that call right now, people are not liking it. We're down to 118. So, oh boy, itchy nose. 118.95, 118.99. Oh gosh. More falling, more falling. It's sort of like we should have just ended the stream and we could have all went on our merry ways thinking we were in the 120s, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. That post market. And you guys can see right here, like I know I'm looking at the blue here, but right over here on the side, you can see that 118.78 right there. You might be able to see that a little bit better. That's the price there as well, reflecting. So, and see if they did get it up. So you can see here's their earnings. And look at this. I mean, they beat everything. They beat their earnings by 5.36%, and they beat the revenue by 4.53%. So, it's like, they did do what we were expecting, but the investors are not liking it. They are not liking it at all. So, gotta say, definitely disappointing. Definitely disappointing. Oh, good coffee. And Missy says, I'm bummed out as well. Things have been so iffy lately. I would have been good to have a booster. Yeah, absolutely. A booster would have been really, really, really good. But what can you say? What can you say? At least we're back up again to 119. So let's hope I'm hoping this call goes really, really well. It probably isn't going to though, but it would be nice if it went well because I'd love to see us get back above. I right now, like I said, I just want us above 120. I'll be happy with that. We'll work with that on the market. But oh dear, what can I say? Let's see. Al was saying I was hoping it reached 140 so I could sell it all and get rid of Nvidia. I hate volatility. There we go. He said, I hate volatility. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. And you know what? It can be stressful when you have a stock with a lot of volatility. especially when you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh my God, there goes my money. Oh, here comes my money back. There goes my money. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The big thing is as long as you're not one of these people who gives in to fear. And when your stock drops and you're like, ah, crap, it's going to zero, better sell it. Because you know what happens. You sell it and it goes right back up. And then you're like, oh, no, now I'm missing out. I better buy in. I'm buying in at a higher price, but I don't want to miss out. And then it falls again. And then you're like, oh, it's going to zero. I got to sell. That's a recipe for losing a lot of money. So that is, as much as I hate some of the, like the whole diamond hand terms, it's like, okay, yeah, it's, diamond hands, buy the dip. They're all fine and dandy, but I don't think it has to be a religion. I think what has to be a religion is you have to basically pay attention to the market. Use your brain. Don't give in to fear. Don't give in to FUD. Don't give in to FOMO. You want to be, just in there doing what's right, making the right moves. That's kind of the big thing. So what can I say? Oh gosh, slight frog. That was fine. But that's what you want to do. You want to be making that right move. You want to be ensuring that your money is doing what it should be doing. You want to be playing the math. Simple as that. That math, it's going to lead you in the right direction. Because, if something's going to make you money, it's probably a good thing to do. If something's not going to make you money, it's obviously not the best thing to do. So, we're sitting at, what are we at right now? 119.79. So it's had its moment. It's had its moment. So what can I say? I'm a little disappointed that we're down here, but I had hoped that we would have been to the point where, like I blew an eye or something because I was so excited. And that's what I was hoping for this stream, to be honest. I still think it was a lot of fun though. That's for sure. All right. Guys, throw some questions in here. Right now, we're not getting a lot of movement. We'll just keep our eyes on this as we move along. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of other things out there in the market, although I know this has been kind of dominating everything today. How can one company be able to determine the fate of the entire stock market? That's a good question. It's not even so much that it's one company. It's actually AI. It's AI in the AI bubble, if you want to call it a bubble. That is, it's at a point that because Nvidia has become centralized to AI by providing this software that puts together, basically it networks their graphics cards together to perform some pretty incredible things that we need for AI. So they've maneuvered themselves into a point where you can't really do AI without Nvidia. You probably can, but not as efficiently. So because of that, they have set themselves up as pretty much almost like a proxy for AI. So where AI has been driving the entire tech sector, and that entire tech sector has been making up most of the gains in the S&P 500. So when you look at the S&P 500, it's just a handful of stocks that are driving it to record highs, and it's the AI stocks. It's it's your Nvidia, your Microsoft, your Apple. They're just doing it. So because of that unique setup, that's how Nvidia has gotten themselves into that position to be, kind of the stock of the year per se. And what Nvidia does, everybody tends to follow. So it's kind of an interesting situation. Now, once we get to a point where some of the competitors get to that point where they can match what Nvidia is doing and providing, then Nvidia will lose a little bit of their power. That will, of course, knock their value down a little bit, and it will also sort of split the market reliance. So it's not just all about Nvidia at that point. It could be Nvidia and maybe Intel. maybe AMD. We'll have to see. Well, maybe even Apple. Who knows? Probably not Apple, but we'll go with that. All right. Al says because of ETFs. Well, the funny thing is, you look at most ETFs, if they have any kind of exposure to the American companies, you will find Nvidia up there in their top listings of what they're holding. It just makes sense because if you want to make money for your holders, you got to go with the companies who are making the money. Missy says the only thing I've sold is my crappy work pension target date fund. Now I'm holding for the long term, other than a bit of fun stocks. Okay, fantastic. So in that case, where you are a long-term holder, yeah, Nvidia is a good choice. It's absolutely a good choice for long-term investing. Like a lot of people, because I talk about, when Nvidia gets a competitor. Now, a lot of analysts are saying that AI, not AI, but before anybody catches up to what Nvidia can do for AI, it's probably gonna be close to a decade before they have any real competition, because that's how far people are. All the other tech chip companies are behind what Nvidia is doing. And keep in mind, if they catch up with where Nvidia is today in 10 years, well, Nvidia hasn't just been sitting there doing nothing. They are still progressing. So it could be a situation where it could take a very long time. And maybe the only way Nvidia will get a real competitor is if something were to happen, that a competition board or something forced them to split into two companies or something like that. There's no danger of that, I don't think. But I'm just saying right now, they've got no competition. So they're definitely going to be good long term. I get no problems. All right. Al says, let's see, I kind of did the same thing. I sold my crappy target date MF or so from my works 401k, and I dumped it all into Nvidia. Yeah, so I would definitely rather have Nvidia than mutual funds. So not too bad, not too bad. Al says I was a bit reckless and greedy, I guess. You're reckless only if you end up taking a loss because of it. But like you said, you're still in the green. Even if you did sell out now and you didn't get your payday, you're still ahead of the game. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Let's see. I have to jump off. Wishing each of you an awesome evening, and thank you, Candace. Well, you're welcome, Sophie. It was good to have you on our little trip. That didn't go. It didn't go up the river. We went down the river, but that's fine. Yeah, mutual fund. Mutual fund. Mohammed says, any thoughts on MBGAF? That's Mercedes-Benz stock. Okay, well, let's take a look. We got boop-a-doo-doo-doo. All right. MBGAF. Here we go. Mercedes-Benz. All right. Now, we'll start as we normally do. We'll look at the 3-year, and you can see, they suffered a little bit in the bear market, but they've bounced back. They're kind of going a little sideways, but that's not to be expected. Now, they do have a pretty high dividend, 8.097%. Now, keep in mind, yeah, I mean, they're down from where they used to be, up here around $100. So, once they do recover, you're probably going to get that moved up. Like, I don't know if there was any dilution with these guys at all, but that's fine. Let's go take a look at a couple things I like to look at. All right. So, we got nothing here. I hate it when that happens. It's like, come on, guys, give me the data. How am I supposed to make any kind of a reference on this? So that's fine. We will see if I can get it on Yahoo. We'll see if Yahoo happens to have it. All right, heading over to Yahoo Finance. All right, and this time, once again, MBGAF. Here we go. All right. I'm going to head over into their statistics. We got it. All right, so their total debt to equity, 121.71%. It's a little bit of debt. I mean, it's a fair amount, but once the Fed starts cutting rates in September down there, that will certainly help them with the servicing on that. Now, I am looking for, let's come up here. Their return on equity sitting at 14.42%. That's not too shabby. Return on assets, 3.56. Not bad at all. I wouldn't mind seeing them a little bit higher. But the other thing too, and this is what I don't have, is I don't know what their, and this is what I would say, if you're thinking about getting involved in them. So the numbers look okay, but look and sort of see what are they doing on the EV front. That to me is very important. I have a feeling they've probably got a good strategy in place already, but you definitely want to look into that. So just something to think about. All right. Missy bought 125 shares of CEU 2 days ago. All right. Well, let's pull up CEU. Everybody can take a look here. All right. CEU. I see you. That's just me having fun. I see you. All right. I don't actually see you guys, but I mean, well, I see you in chat. But anyway, all right. So this, of course, this has been a stock that I've had it in one of my lists as well. They've been doing fantastic. So they are a energy, oil related stock here. So if you pull this down here, let's see here. So in this case here, they provide consumable chemical solutions throughout the life cycle of the oil field. So even though they're oil adjacent, I'll call them oil adjacent because they're not pumping oil, but they're providing some of the chemicals that all of the oil people need, and that's big. That's big, and especially in the U.S. right now, where the U.S. Now I don't know if they do have, they have segments that are in the United States as well. One of the things the U.S. is doing is sort of pushing towards more pumping. So, and depending on what happens with the election, apparently, if Mr. Trump gets in, he plans to drill even more. So that could definitely be good for this company. But I do love this movement. This is really good total return on it. And even though we look at the dividend, not a huge dividend, so 1.5%, but when you add that 1.5% to this movement, just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You're getting a really good total return stock here. And just to sort of finish it up over here into the key data, the return on assets, look at this, 13.91%. That's really good. Return on equity, 27.17, also good. So we've got some good movement in here. They also have a debt to equity ratio of 51%. So this is a company that I think it's a smart move. I think you did good on this one, Missy. I think you did good. All right. William says, Royal Bank moved to an all-time high today, surpassing estimated price target. How do you decide when to sell or hold? That's a good question. That is a good question. So when we're thinking of the banks, right now, we do know that they have a mortgage wave of renewals coming towards them. Now, luckily, this is being helped a little bit because we're getting rate cuts, and it looks like we're going to get another rate cut in September. So that is a good thing. But if you're holding it, it really depends on what your long-term goal is. And this is what I usually say. If you're looking at, you're happy with the dividends you get right now, you're happy with the current growth. On the other side of the renewal, the banks, I think, are going to surge quite a bit. Once they finally don't have to start putting aside a whole bunch more money. Once we've processed that wave of pandemic buyers, then the banks can sort of start focusing on themselves, focusing on what they were focusing on before the pandemic. So expansion, especially a lot, like, for example, Scotiabank's already purchased, some American, a part of an American bank. We're going to start seeing more of that as we move closer and as they get to a point where they feel confident that they don't have to put more money aside. So that's going to certainly help. I think the banks are going to be strong going through. Now, rate cuts, they'll help them a little bit, but you also have to look at it too. A rate cut's a double-edged sword in a sense, because as a bank, yes, the rate cut's gone down. So your debt itself is, financing is a little bit lower, but most of your debt is not that type of debt. Most of your debt is things from, example, deposits, customer deposits. So yeah, you don't have to pay them as much. because you can lower your interest. Not like you had higher interest to begin with. But here's that double-edged part of this sword. As those interest rates come down, a lot of their products, for example, their mortgages, their credit cards, lines of credit, well, they have to lower the rates on them. So they're making less money from from the customers. Now, mind you, in some cases, if the money that they're using for a loan to a customer is something that they borrowed from somebody else, it can work its way out in some ways. But I would say if you're looking at a time frame of more than let's say 2 years, if you're looking at about a 2-year time frame, you're fine. Holding your banks are fine. You're going to get you got a nice blue chip stock. You're going to get a nice half decent dividend. I would say that's probably fine. But if you're looking for more short term stuff, you're probably not looking in the right place, because I think they are still going to be a little bit of a struggle. We'll still have little victories like this, but you'll notice that probably in this batch of banks, I'm guessing roughly half of them did well, the other half struggled like all banana bread. So that's going to be that thing that sort of happens. All right, let's take a quick gander over here at Nvidia, see if we got anything. Now, it looks like 119 right now. So a little bit lower than I wanted. So what can I say? I imagine right now there's probably not much left in that earnings call that's going to influence it. I think we're coming up to the end of what's going on with good old Nvidia. Holy cow. All right, guys. We've been at this for about 1 hour, 42 minutes. So we're coming up to the end here. If you got your last minute questions, this is the time to start throwing them into the chat. Also, if you're looking for that Friday stream, we've not seen any supers yet, so we got that as well. Up to you guys. I'm totally game. And while you guys are coming up with your last questions, I'm gonna have another sip of coffee. I don't have much coffee left. Oh, very good. Very, very good. You gotta love. I'll tell you, if you are talking as much as I have to talk in these sessions, your little moments of drinking coffee will be absolutely fantastic. All right. William is signing off with a good night. Good night, William. I hope you have a good night. I know some of us might be up early tomorrow looking at Nvidia and seeing what they're doing. Well, I won't be, though, unfortunately. I have an appointment in the morning that I don't think I'm going to be back in time for the market open, but I will be looking right away. Well, I might look on my phone depending on if I can. We'll have to see. It just it's one of these things. It's a specialist appointment, so it's not like I can just say, hey, I'll catch you guys in 6 more months. So what can I say? Tim says, what happened with the rail strikes? Is it over? For now it is over. So in a nutshell, they were ordered to binding arbitration, and they were basically forced. I don't want to use the word forced, but they were basically very firmly told that they need to respect their old contract until binding arbitration can ratify a new contract. So CN was okay with it. CPKC not so much okay with it, but they did agree to go back to work. They are, though, appealing the binding arbitration. So we'll have to see what happens. Well, that's going to go through the court. So we probably won't have anything to worry about for a while. I imagine they probably won't even be seen in the courts probably till the spring. So I don't know what'll happen in the spring, whether or not the courts will uphold the binding arbitration. But by then as well, there might be new deals in place that are signed. So what happens if you have a binding arbitration that you sign and then you try to, it's hard to say. But for now, yes, things should be getting back into order. Things should be moving again. There hopefully won't be a huge disruption, but there will be some. You close basically any day that we've lost costs our economy about $1 billion, a little more than $1 billion. So we probably lost probably 2 full days at the very least. So we've lost billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Thank you, railways. But yeah, everything should be getting back to order. Thank goodness. Jungle says, with Royal Bank's gains, my RRSP broke through 50,000. Nice. Well, congratulations. That's one of those numbers that it's fun to break through. So there we go, Jungle. Now, your pressure's on. You got to break through 100,000. So you need to break through 100,000 for sure. Missy says, "Good night, everybody." Yeah, good night. This is a good night. This is a good night. How much did RBC gain? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. I actually made this. I made a bank list. So we'll go over to the banks. Here we go. RBC. So you can sort of see they right about here. Let's see here. So they ended the day at like 156. That was yesterday. Earnings came out. They got as high as 161. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. That's a good little pump. Good little pump for the Royal Bank. So gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Al is saying goodbye to Missy. And let's see. It's odd. You guys are saying goodnight. It's 2:30 p.m. and super bright and sunny here. 2:30. Holy banana breads. You must be on the West Coast. Yeah. Those of us over here in the... I almost called us the East. I mean, we call ourselves the East, but it's kind of funny. Like I when I think of East, though, I think of the Maritimes and like the Maritimes and Newfoundland. And I'm like, that's the East. That's the East. But yeah. So, you're in California. Nice, nice. So there we go. There we go. All right, everybody. All right. So we didn't get a Friday stream, but that's okay. That's fine. It means I get a day off. Until next time. And next time will be, we do have a video that's coming out on Friday. So Friday, it's the channel membership requested video. They wanted me to do a video just breaking down alternative assets. So it's more of an explainer video, but that will be coming out. I've also started the kind of a new format with these videos. Let me know what you think. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to make them a little more like the live stream, just to sort of make things a little bit more congruent. And plus, I thought it was nice to get rid of the, the green screen and use it for more other things. So anyway, be sure to give me some feedback in the videos. Yeah. So, and then we will be back here on Sunday. So Sunday we will have our news and all of that fun stuff. I can't wait. And obviously we'll have a story about Nvidia. Nvidia. All right. Prairie says, have a great evening, everyone, and an awesome long weekend. Al was, I didn't realize it was a long weekend. Laters, Prairie. All right, everybody. Whew, what a show. We will be back here. Like I said, we'll see you guys live on Sunday. We have a video coming out, and then we got the 0 to 100K challenge coming out next week, as well as the banking video. And then we'll be back to our regular stuff, our regular dives and deep dives and all of that after that. Until then, everybody, have a fantastic night, and don't let the Nvidia earnings drag you down. I can't leave yet. There we go. I had to do this. All right, everybody. Good night. Have a fantastic evening. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.